Hey guys, I'm here to give you my 120-day update for working at JB Hunt. As you can see, I'm not in my truck today. It's my day off, Monday, and I'm at home. I've been doing a lot of stuff at home, a lot of errands and work. I've been doing remodeling in my attic, which is finally nearing completion, just doing some final finish work and stuff like that. So I have a few minutes today to actually make this video and give you my update. So on my 90-day update, I expressed some concerns and wasn't sure how long I was going to stay with JB Hunt. I think some of that is just transitional. I'm feeling better about it this fourth month. After I finish my fourth month into it, I have a little bit more experience on the account with the company in the rail yards. So I'm feeling a little bit better. From day one, the pay has always been better than where I was, which was with Schneider. And it continues to this point to be good. And I did express before that my miles were a little bit low and I wish my pay was a little bit higher. My miles have come up, I think, just because I've gotten more into the routine. I have a better idea of where things are and which ways to run and what times to avoid Chicago, Milwaukee, what routes work the best, that sort of thing. So that's all kind of smoothed out. The home time situation really has not improved to this point. However, I did get to ride with another driver on Saturday. I dropped my truck off for maintenance in Chicago and caught a ride with another driver home. And he explained some things to me that I did not know before. And it's not necessarily JB Hunt's fault. It's probably things they'd rather I not know, not because it necessarily saves them money or anything like that. It's just things they're not going to tell your driver. This particular driver's been on the account for like over 6 years and knows the ins and outs. So regarding home time, I think I can work that out now. With working with my fleet manager and also just routing and the times I choose to start my day and finish my day, I should be able to get home several times per week, if not every day, and still be off on the weekend or Sunday, Monday, which are my regular days off. So I think that's going to resolve itself. And honestly, if I continue to make the pay that I make now and I'm home that often, I'm going to feel really good about staying with the company. Those are my two main things, pay and home time. And if those two things are where I need them to be, there's no reason for me to look for another company. I don't know if I mentioned in the 90-day video or not, I can't remember, but I did apply at another company sometime either before that video or right after that video, and JB Hunt did get a notification that someone had called to check on me, and they contacted me. JB Hunt contacted me, and they didn't contact me to yell at me. They contacted me to ask what they could do to keep me. I was sort of impressed by that they weren't really angry. They were more concerned. They didn't want to lose a driver, and they wanted to work with me to retain me. So I guess my overall impression has gone up. I feel better about staying with the company. The fleet manager has been good. I still have issues on the weekend. If anything happens between Friday night when my fleet manager leaves for the evening and Saturday, then things get a little bit wishy-washy. I've got to invent things and try to get things to go my way. So if it's a routing issue, a load issue, a home time issue, I have to try to work that out with support personnel, and they don't always understand my situation, so I have to start from scratch and say, hey, I'm supposed to be home Saturday night, but I need this load going here in order to get me home, and so on and so forth. And this past weekend when I dropped off my tractor for maintenance, that's a prime example of when something like this happens. They had it set up for me to get a loaner tractor to pull a load home, and when I got to Chicago, that loaner tractor was not available, and so then I lost the load and didn't have a tractor and had to catch a ride with another driver that was coming this way. Which, that's fine, except for I will have a loss of pulling that particular load, which it sucks a little bit on that particular instance, but you're only getting in the shop, every so often, unless you have a major breakdown or something like that. So it doesn't happen often. And the week before, I had a really good paycheck. I'm not really going to throw out numbers exactly, but my paychecks have ranged somewhere between $1,000 to under $1,400, and I'm getting, my highest miles so far have been I think 2,300 miles. It's not a lot of miles, but it's good money for the miles that I've run. And I think I mentioned that before. It's because you get paid for drop and hook, you get paid for live load, you get paid for congestion pay, you get a lot of different accessorial pay in this intermodal account. So for me, that works out just as well as getting a higher mileage pay. I can take a little bit lower mileage pay and make lower miles because of the accessorial pay. So pay-wise, it's been great. Fleet manager's been great. They seem to care. I rarely have an issue while they're in the office, but when they're in the office, that's when my issues come up, when they're away. And then I have to deal with support staff, and they are understaffed on weekends and evenings, so that's a little bit more difficult. I still do have some issues with finding empty trailers at rail yards. That has improved, but I also found out some other things through this more experienced driver. He's more experienced on this account, so he did let me know there are certain days when there are no empties in Chicago and so on and so forth because of various reasons. So it kind of helps me a little bit understand what's happening. And I occasionally do have delays in the rail, and that's not JB Hunt's fault. It's because when you go in a rail yard where you may have the load may be grounded, it may be off the train on a chassis and parked, but they'll have it marked at just some random designation that doesn't actually tell you where your trailer is on the yard. So I generally have a good idea where loaded trailers are on the yard, but you still have to drive up and down the rows trying to find it. Sometimes the loads are still on the tracks, not on the train, but they have it parked next to the track, and you have to run up and down the track looking for your trailer. And sometimes they have them really close together, and if you can't get in underneath the trailer to pull it out, then you have to get a rail worker to come over and lift the whole thing up and move it out for you to back under. So that takes time, but that's a rail issue. That's not a JB Hunt issue. It's just getting more experience and learning what to do when certain situations come up at the rail. So overall, my 120-day outlook is better. I think if things work out on the home time front, I'll be happy. And from what I've learned from this other driver, I think I can get home several times per week, which was what I wanted, and still be off on the weekends and still make the same money that I'm making now. If I can get those things, I'm going to be happy. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to draw it out much longer than that. If you would, please subscribe to my channel. I will try to update again probably at the 6-month mark, so that'll be in a couple months, 180 days, and we'll see what happens from there. Hopefully I'll have an update on being home a little bit more often. So subscribe to keep up with that. I'll continue to post driving videos. I have some that I'm downloading right now onto the computer. I've got to do some editing and I'll upload those. And as other things pop up, I'll also mention them. I do have a review coming up again. It's less of a product review, although there is a product and more of a almost a humanitarian type effort. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'll be bringing that to you. So look forward to that, and if you would, go ahead and like my Facebook page, subscribe to my Twitter channel. Those links are on my channel page, so if you just go to my channel page from the video that you're watching right now, you can do that. And go ahead and go back and look at some of my older videos. There's everything from talking about Nutrisystem to talking about Schneider, talking about another company I was with. I don't even know if they exist anymore, but there's about 3 years or more of some videos back there. Go back and check some of those out. There's some information on all those videos, and I'd love for you to catch up on some of those and subscribe to future videos. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and I hope that I can bring you some more quality videos in the future. Thanks.